After realizing that I have no idea how much effort it takes to bring food on our tables, I decided to challenge myself to grow my own food this year, at least partially. And after planting my first seedlings in the last video, I now have less than 2 weeks time to take this cardboard layout and make it a livable place for my crops. For this video, this means starting to tackle the side beds and the mega bed in the middle, so this can start to look like a garden that will actually give me a harvest at the end of the summer. It's been about 2 weeks that my salad plants have been growing, and I think you can really tell I have no idea what I'm doing. These plants are way too densely packed, they have grown elongated because of the light conditions, and they need to be repotted ASAP into separate pots. First thing I did was upgrade my growing station with a proper light. I thought repotting was going to be easy, but apparently handling baby plants is a whole different thing. I just killed my plant. Each of these plants need a pot to call their own to grow strong and tall before being transferred to the beds outside. It is safe to say that Koda is enjoying this journey in his own way.
No!
And he still has a lot to learn.
Koda, don't eat it!
But to be fair, this is also his first time doing this. Now, while these are busy growing, we have to get their home ready. At this point of the project, I am just so excited for what's to come. I find the topic of growing plants fascinating, and I get to spend a lot of time outside with my friends. However, at this point, little did I know how much work was waiting for me during the coming days until the beds are ready. I severely underestimated how much time it takes to set beds from zero, especially when you have almost 40 square meters of garden planned. I was gonna put these around each one of these, but they're super expensive, so I'm just thinking about surrounding the whole square, because this prevents the grass growing into. Okay. But I'm just realizing there's also grass in here, so that's not gonna do shit.
That's true.
I need to do each one of them, but it's gonna cost me like 300 euros.
It's a very expensive hobby.
Talking about money, it's about time we introduce an expenses counter. I want to see how much I'm gonna have spent at the end of the season. This is what it's currently sitting at. I ended up deciding to just surround the big bed because I did not have a budget of 300 euros, and just putting this metal thing into the ground was a fight. This is the moment where I realized what I got myself into. Somehow we eventually got the metal things in and proceeded to loosen the soil in the entire bed before placing the cardboard. You know what I feel like? A meal's pizza. The last step was to fill the bed with compost and call it a day. And if there's one thing I learned today, it's that garden projects take at least 5 times the time that I originally planned for them. Over the next 7 days, this is all it was. Building the mega bed is something I severely underestimated. It took forever. It is an area of approximately 36 square meters, and the steps were simple but repetitive. Loosening the soil, putting the cardboard, and filling up the mulch or the compost, depending on whether it's a pathway or a bed. I don't know why I thought I was gonna have this done so much quicker. And I hit a moment where I just wanted to give up. It was just too much to handle in a short period of time. At least Kodak kept on brightening my days, one way or another, helping in his own way.
Hulk smash.
No!
In this episode, we're also introducing a damage counter, which will collect points for every single time an enemy tries to stop me from harvesting my crops or damages something in the garden. To be 100% honest, I simply underestimated the workload, and I could have never done this alone. So I'm very thankful that I had so many friends and family come over and help me. We finally finished the first 4 beds, and the garden was ready for the first plants to officially move in. But first, it's time to take care of those plants, and actually plant a lot more of them. This is our little plant nursery. Hey! Coda! Off! Coda? No! Off! Can you please get off? Off! Coda! Off! No! The fuck? Coda! These are the ones that I marked with a C because I remember the roots were really long, just like all the other ones, but I cut the roots shorter on these because I thought it might give them a boost. Turns out it doesn't. It actually kept them the smallest. Look at that. Hey! So I will be planting this kohlrabi, I don't know how you say that in English, and I will be replanting the celery. Even though these were a terrible idea because they got me mold and fungi, I am gonna be using these up. I use all my baking dishes for planting, so I can currently not make anything in the oven, which is a worthy sacrifice, I would argue. For the next day, it means back to the garden and starting with the side beds. So I just got to the property and it seems like we have some neighbors, more specifically moles. They dug. And this is crazy because like a few days ago we just put the cardboards underneath this and they broke through the cardboard and they're coming into the veggie garden. So here you can see that I can reach the soil underneath it. This is the grass that I was trying to avoid and now they just dug it up. They just broke my barrier. Here you can see the piece they cut out. Coda keeps destroying my beds. The lines are getting less and less clear. You!
No. No, no. Stop it.
The mole attacks didn't really get any better, but I had no time to lose, and I had side beds to build. For the side beds, I tried to go with a different strategy and got these squares that are usually put on pallets. And I'm gonna see how much of a difference it is to plant a bit higher over the floor compared to the mega bed. I rearranged the layout about 5 times until it felt right, but to be fair, the reality always looks different than on paper, so this was an important step. Good morning! I am checking on my plants today. Salad looks really, really nice. It's been growing so well. I've been putting it outside every day to get used to the colder temperatures and the wind. My paprikas are doing this weird thing. They're getting like purple and curling. The internet says that they're either getting too much light or they're too moist or it was too cold. So there's like too many options and I don't know which one it is. I'm pretty sure I made a mistake here because I planted these from the original things they were into here because I just wanted to give them more space. So I stressed their roots for no reason. And now I wanted to plant the aubergine here, but I'm pretty sure these plants need very different temperatures. I think ideally I would be planting them in bigger pots, but I only have these ones. My budget is empty for this month since like 2 weeks, so I guess I'm just gonna be planting them in these, even though it's not ideal, and then replanting them in the bigger pots later. My next mission was to get my baby plants accustomed to the wild outside, so I kept bringing them outdoors every single day to get used to the sun, wind, and weather. By now, it is a routine to go to the property every single day and continue building the beds. Today is also the day that my babies are coming outside. So we are planting the very first homegrown plants in the beds. So there is a whole plan for how these beds are going to be arranged, but basically the way it works is that the plants I'm going to be planting in this bed this year are going to jump to this bed next year, and then they're all going to be circulating so that different diseases don't affect the plants that live there. Today it is time for the carrots in this one. In these ones I'm going to be planting spinach and radishes. What do you say to that? Once I finally made my mind up about where I want my beds to be, I started getting to work with them. The first thing I did was line my beds with a plastic sheet that's specially made for high composting beds. I simply don't know what's inside of the wood, and I'm not ready for any chemicals to start seeping into my veggies. I started filling the beds with some wood and some organic matter, and then added a thick layer of mulch and topped it off with the same compost that I'm using on my beds. Which, by the way, is just compost made of green plants. Basically, no food waste, nothing else. This is one of the beds I'm most excited about because spinach is one of my favorite vegetables in the world, and I'm so excited to eat my first plate of spinach from my garden. I still had 3 beds to finish from the mega bed, and before I started planting my lettuces in, I promised myself I was going to do 1 more bed that day, and that's what we did. I would definitely say this is one of the most exciting parts about gardening for me so far. Bringing out my baby plants that I've raised at home to the wild, to the outside, to my garden, and let them grow so much bigger than the potential they had indoors. I'm using this white fabric to cover up my salads and protect them a little bit from the cold weather and from my most predictable enemies, which are slugs. Slug and snails love salads, and I'm not willing to share my crops just yet. The last task of the day was to plant the carrots, and it's definitely a different feeling to just throw seeds in the ground and not know where the stuff's gonna grow. There's a saying in the farming community which goes as follows: you plant in 1/3 for nature, 1/3 for the pests, and 1/3 for the farmer. I'm very curious how that's gonna play out for me. In the next video, we have a couple of big projects planned, including building some structures, getting another batch of soil, and receiving some new inhabitants for the mega beds.